It's called Crawley's Milk Bar. It's our family name. We're in the main street, and we thought we'd stay in for 4 to 5 years, and it ended up being 18 years.
I'd been seeing Jack and Kerry for a number of years. We'd sort of been looking after their super and insurances, so we'd just been doing their regular reviews for them.
5 in the morning to 9 at night, 7 days a week. We were really burnt out, and we decided we want to sell it.
Really, they'd had enough. So what they did, they sold the business on vendor terms, so they didn't actually receive a lump sum payment as such. Kerry sort of came in to see me one day in the office, really in a state because the purchaser fell into arrears and they were relying on the payments from him to actually service their own loans. They were getting into arrears and getting pressure put on them from the bank.
I tried to talk to my husband. He went into shock, I think, and put a lot of pressure on our marriage because we didn't know where we were going, what we were doing, how we were going to get out of it. And we had 4 small kids. And so this day I just had enough, had no one to talk to, and I walked into Jean's office. I cried and cried, and he sat there and he listened to me babbling and carrying on, and he just sat there and he just went into action.
So she'd quite often come into me, quite often in tears, sort of just talking about the pressure she was under, what was happening, and where they really had to turn, because she didn't really have anyone to talk to.
We used to live in the back of the shop. We outgrew the shop. The kids used to sit on the stairs to watch telly. There was no backyard, and we finally got this dream house, and then looked like we're going to lose it. Had to fight for it for a while, and then I thought, a house doesn't mean anything. If I have to sell it to get out of this mess, that I will sell it.
I negotiated with the bank's legal department to halt that repossession. We restructured their borrowings and refinanced it somewhere else to help improve with the cash flow options for them. And what we also did was sort of really sat down and looked at, okay, what are the options for these guys? Can they get the person back out? Because they didn't want to go back into the shop because they'd had enough.
Our vendor was still in the shop, and he was not making any payments, and sometimes he would make payments and he'd go in with $2 coins and $1 coins. He'd promise us he pays this week or the next week, and nothing come.
They got to a point these guys were working 4 jobs, just each, just running from job to job, just trying to survive really. We were able to persuade them to go back into the shop, get the person out of the shop, and that took a lot of time. So we did that successfully. When
I first went back into the shop, I got really sick, and they didn't know what I had at the start, and it ended up I have rheumatoid arthritis, which attacks all my joints and they swell, and I'm in a lot of pain. I can't walk sometimes, and I was in the office and I could hardly walk, and Jean got onto his computer.
Just twigged that she's got the trauma insurance with us, and I knew rheumatoid arthritis was covered under her policy. So I said to her, look, let's have I'm not sure about your actual diagnosis, but let's submit a claim and just see, what happens with it.
I was classed as severe rheumatoid arthritis, and I got a payout for $115,000, which Jean worked all our finances out. He got rid of our credit card, he got rid of our loan car payment. He's put money into our home loan, which we'll now probably have in 4 or 5 years will be paid off.
And probably the most important for Kerry was that she's got a daughter that's based in the US, so it was able to fund a trip, Christmas time, for them to go over and see a daughter and a grandkid. So
we've had him looking after us for over 5 years, and over that whole time he's never ever charged us. We had no money, he just took us on.
Someone had to help these people, because if they didn't, they would have lost everything.
I look back on it now, and if Jean hadn't been in our lives, I don't know how we would have managed, how we coped. He went beyond what his duty of what he had to do.
We're great friends now. She's a really great advocate as well. I've received quite a number of referrals from her since all this has gone on.
My family owe him so much, and he knows it. I keep telling him he's my guardian angel, my knight in shining armour.
I've got just as much out of it as they have, so it's been a really great story. So.
We love him.